Hello and welcome to another daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Saturday, the 24th of August 2024, the year of 1,000,000 transactions per second or more. Experience the best of both worlds today at betbitcoinsv.com, the best casino and sports betting on chain. Have a let Flutter in private using the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. Right, let's see what we've got in store for us today. We've got more prolific posting here from CSW. About his appeal and stuff like that, so we'll just go through that. Miners' costs going up. They're finding it very difficult at the moment. Again, just looking at the graphs of the difficulty adjustment, it's shot up yet again. Then we've got 365 days of Bitcoin history. An epic day in history today. August 24th was when SegWit was activated. And let me show you some little bits that are going on behind the scenes there that I think they're trying to hide from us. I've also uploaded on Lament, having a look at that. And that'll be the end of the show. Right, well, let's crack on with it.
Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1,000,000 strong, them transactions flying free. Just wait for the Terra node, you'll surely see.
Here we go. Right. So this was just today, 24th of August. So by S. Tominaga, we all know who that is. So he said here, if I lose my appeal, in brackets here, I won't. Let's hope not, shall we? Because we have heard that before. The immediate case might be decided, but the issues raised won't disappear. Public interest means these questions impact more than just me. A loss doesn't end the fight. It often sparks further discussion and can lead to changes in the law or policy, even if the court doesn't rule in my favour. The significance of this appeal lies in the broader implications. Win or lose, it highlights the need for legal clarity and fairness on issues that affect many. Well, yeah, I mean, that's only if you're dealing with a legitimate law-abiding court. Even if I lose, the public interest in these matters ensures that the conversation continues, potentially paving the way for future legal reforms. Not if the courts are corrupt as hell, which they are. I hope that's not being overlooked. And 2 hours ago, he also said the court isn't justice, it's law. But justice requires rule and structure, even an imperfect system. Winning or losing isn't as important as standing for what's right. Thank you for your support. And that was to George Luther, who said, it's a pity that you believe that the court is justice. Irrespective, I hope you win your appeal. Yeah, let's hope so. Truth Machine also said here, BitMEX did not watch the trial or pay attention to Malmi's testimony. This had nothing to do with Bitcoin Talk Forum, which was created years later. It had to do with SourceForge, which apparently BitMEX doesn't even know the original form was on SourceForge, but Dr. Wright knew. So this says, here is what appears to be the original Bitcoin forum that Satoshi posted on, which was hosted on bitcoin.org. The bitcointalk.org forum is a fake forum that was copied later, and Satoshi never used Bitcoin Talk. And BitMEX saying here, CSW appears to have published a page from his application to appeal on his X account today, image on the left. In the extract, CSW makes the false claim, really, that knowing Satoshi's Bitcoin Talk forum account had the credentials changed was insider knowledge, which reinforces CSW's identity as Satoshi. It has actually been very well known across the Bitcoin space for years that Satoshi's forum account was locked, as the image on the right hand shows. This was Famous saying here, will Satoshi ever log in again? He said his account is locked. So no. If he wants to claim his account, he'll have to contact me with PGP signature. And another one here, Satoshi can also log into Bitcoin Talk, where the real Satoshi communicated with the public for quite some time during and after the release of the Bitcoin client. Can Wright log into it and post, or is he going to claim he forgot his password? Oh wait, a password can be reset. Oh no, he forgot his password to the email he registered on bitcointalk.org. Damn, I guess we're Sol. He said no, he can't. That email was probably the hacked one, and Thymos locked the Bitcoin Talk account ages ago. And that's a dumb method of proof compared to cryptographic ones. Anyway, how many times has Bitcoin Talk been hacked now? And it said AFAIK, his account got locked a few years ago as a security measure, just in case it gets hacked. I mean, they were literally all over CSW, like literally right from the very beginning. You know, it's the conspiracy against him is crazy. We'll just have a look at one here, but this was a little bit of Bitcoin history that we'll go over. Crypto Tweaks tweeted here, well, it's a good thing they didn't include the actual original white paper that predated Bitcoin, written by Craig Satoshi Wright. Electronic cash without a trusted third party. And this was the email sent from Satoshi@anonymousspeech.com to Adam at cyberspace.org, and this was Adam back. So and the subject was a citation of your Hashcash white paper. So again, is this Adam back emailing himself, claiming to be Satoshi? I do not think so. So this reads, I'm getting ready to release a white paper that references your Hashcash paper, and I want to make sure I have the citation right. Here's what I have. Point 5A, A back, Hashcash, a denial of service countermeasure. And then it's got the hashcash.org, papers, Hashcash, PDF 2002. I think you would find it interesting since it finds a new use for a Hashcash, for a hash-based proof of work as a way to make eCash work. You can download a pre-release draft at www.upload.ae file 6157. eCash PDF. Feel free to forward it to anyone else you think would be interested. I'm also nearly finished with a C++ implementation to release as open source. Title, Electronic Cash Without a Trusted Third Party. Abstract. Oh, there we go. Look, a purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without the burdens of going through a financial institution. Digital signatures offer part of the solution, but the main benefits are lost if a trusted party is still required to prevent double spending. We propose a solution to the double spending problem using a peer-to-peer network. The network timestamps transactions by hashing them into an ongoing chain of hash-based proof of work, forming a record that cannot be changed without redoing the proof of work. The longest chain not only serves as the proof of the sequence of events witnessed, but proof that it came from the largest pool of CPU power. As long as honest nodes control the most CPU power on the network, they can generate the longest chain and outpace any attackers. The network itself requires minimal structure. Messages are broadcast on a best effort basis, and nodes can leave and rejoin the network at will. That's economic competition for you. Accepting the longest proof of work chain as proof of what happened while they were gone. And again, we've all seen the length of the proof of work chain on a coin dance. You know, it's crazy. Let's see what Alex Flavel put here. Said plot thickens. Despite what many people think, I have no shareholding in either of these companies. I founded them. That is not the same as owning them. So again, I'm looking at just skimming this. That would be grounds for appeal. And then it's judgment. Yeah. And upon the court handing down its judgment from the form of order hearing on 16th of July 2024, and upon it appearing to the court that the injunctive relief sought to be granted, as set out below, and further that such relief would be in the public interest. Alright, so they're talking about Wright International Investments Limited and Wright International Investments UK Limited. So Craig is saying, I founded them. That's not the same as owning them. Again, all these things will have to be cleared up. Fascinating stuff. Indeed, the plot does thicken. Let's have a look at 365 BSV. There we go. 369. Check this post out. So he said, seeing my reporting is being used by Crypto Rebel SV to prove Maxi's lies wrong is a very proud day for me. The reason I went to London for 6 weeks was just to bring the real truth to the world, and I love that my information is now being used to shut down liars and frauds who wish to deceive the weak-minded. I wish I didn't have so many speed writing mistakes, but a mistaken truth is better than a perfect lie. Oh, very good. Loving that bit of wisdom there. Here we go. So Truth Machine said, Malmi testified that he removed Satoshi SourceForge access, not Bitcoin Talk. The judge even specifically asked a question to Malmi about this, and Malmi answered that Satoshi only needed to ask him for access again. This is the post that 369BSV said. I suppose we now go back to witness testimony. He says, we, as in him and Satoshi, communicated via encrypted emails. He's referring to Marty Malmi. And he asked if he communicated in any other way. Malmi says no, and he is told Satoshi did communicate via direct message on the SourceForge website. And he says he checked his message inbox, that old messages are archived for security purposes. He asks who controls the access of that archive, and he asked who does he think it is. He says he doesn't want to speculate, and he is told to please speculate. He is asked if he knows the individuals behind Famous. That archive will contain direct messages between him and Satoshi's and others who spoke to Satoshi. He finishes his question. Judge Miller goes on to ask about his removal of access. He would only need to ask for his adding back to the server, and he is told he never asked to be added. Honestly, so much skullduggery going on behind the scenes. It is crazy. Alright, let's move on to this. So, Bitcoin miner profits drop as halving power costs weigh. JP Morgan. So, these Gregcoin miners are struggling to adapt to a post-halving environment. Gregcoin miners are struggling to maintain profits as Gregcoin's network's April halving and rising power costs weigh on miners' production, according to a new JP Morgan report. The second quarter of 2023 was a historic quarter as Gregcoin miners navigated the fourth Gregcoin halving event, which cut the number of daily coins mined. And all else equal, the daily revenue opportunity in half, resulting in lower margins and profitability across our coverage universe, according to the report written by analysts Reginald Smith and Charles Pierce. Gregcoin miners have struggled to adopt to the Gregcoin's network April 20th halving event, which reduced mining rewards from 6.25 to 3.12 Gregcoin per 210,000 blocks. Cash-rich miners like Wright platforms and ClearSpark acquired other miners with turnkey facilities to increase near-term hash rate and increase their power pipeline. JP Morgan said capital constrained miners like Iren and Cypher focused on securing greenfield opportunities which required less immediate capital. The 5 publicly traded Gregcoin miners JP Morgan covers mined 5,854 Gregcoin in quarter 2, down 28% from the prior quarter. Marathon Digital Holdings maintained its lead in the number of Gregcoin mined, earning 2,056 Gregcoin. CleanSpark, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Alright, I mean, it's still a lot. That's a huge amount, but it'd be interesting to know how much capital they're actually spending. But I mean, it's, difficulty adjustment keeps going up and up and up and up. Alright, let's have a look at this. 365 days of Bitcoin history. I've missed out on just the last few days, so let's just catch up with what's going on here. Check it out. Where are we now? August. So where were we? Let's start August 17th. Yeah, so August 17th, the domain name netcoin.org was registered. And then 17th of August 2012, Bitcoin Savings and Trust halts payments, promising consistently weekly interest returns of 7% to its creditors. Again, I mean, classic Ponzi scheme all over this. Yeah, and then they've halted payments, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, there we go, look. The US Securities and Exchange Commission files charges against Shavers for defrauding investors in a Ponzi scheme. That's what it was. 18th of August, that was the following day, the domain name bitcoin.org was registered. And we can actually see this here. Check it out. Look, 18th of August 2008, bitcoin.org. Who on earth would do that? We know who would do it, and it would have to be Satoshi Nakamoto. And then we've just read through this. So on the 20th of August 2008, Dr. Wright, under the pseudonym Satoshi, wrote to Adam Back asking for confirmation of correct citation for inclusion in the Bitcoin white paper, which we just read through. But also 23rd of August 2023, so just a year to the day, the anniversary, Bitcoin file format possibly copyrightable according to new UK Court of Appeal decision. Dr. Craig Wright, the Australian businessman who claims to be the creator of the Bitcoin system and the author of the Bitcoin source code and white paper, successfully appealed a UK High Court decision that denied his request to serve a copyright infringement claim on defendants outside of the UK. And I wonder if this... Let's have a look at this. High Courts of England or Chancery Division. I wonder if this is the document where Judge Miller was in on this one as well, where he said, I wonder if this is where he said Craig expended substantial skill and judgment in creating the Bitcoin file format. I know I've got that somewhere. Bitcoin file format. See if we can find any important bits in here. God, there's a lot to go through. So much been written about this. Honestly. The conspiracy is just huge. It's massive. Oh my goodness. There we go. Oh, here we go, look. This is the one, I'm sure, where he said he expended substantial skill and judgment in creating the Bitcoin file format. Justice Mellor confused work and fixation when discussing the Bitcoin file format. Dr. Wright identified the work as a file format. However, the question of whether the file format was fixed merits a trial. Justice Mellor applied the wrong test of fixation. He had the correct test been used, Justice Mellor would have asked whether Dr. Wright's claim to fixation made the Bitcoin file format identifiable with sufficient precision and objectivity for the rationale for fixation requirement to serve as evidence of the existence of the work to dealing with the scope of protection went unconsidered. I'll have to find that, but I'm sure. I'm sure it was on this one here. Let's have a look at this. Denied the court of first instance, but there's quite a few agreements here. High Court Judge Justice Mellor agreed with Dr. Wright on 3 key points. First, Justice Mellor agreed that Dr. Wright, here we go, expended substantial skill and judgment in creating the Bitcoin file format, such that the originality / intellectual creativity requirement was met. So he's already admitting that he created the Bitcoin file format. I mean, who else would have created the Bitcoin file format? Like, what? What? Yeah, it's crazy. Last, Justice Mellor agreed that 2 works could be created at the same time. However, Justice Mellor disagreed with Dr. Wright on the key issue of fixation. But then that appeal was successful. I mean, absolutely outrageous. And let me tell you something else that is outrageous. They are deleting from the net who was behind SegWit. So on the 24th of August 2017, the first SegWit transaction was made on the alternative protocol to Bitcoin in block number 481824. at 1:57 a.m. UTC. Now there was a really great article here on confirm.com. A blog saying as SegWit had its first transaction, where did it go? And it mentioned how Peter Wool started work on SegWit in 2015 and then implemented it in 2017. And it was a really good description. But if you click on it now, they've removed the page. They've removed it. Look, this goes to Looker Tech, whatever. And then also, and it says the first alternative SegWit protocol legacy address was created using the letters BC to indicate the change. The sentence Bitbank Inc.Japan supports SegWit was written into the transaction. Now I've been trying to find this again, and I can't find it. And it literally looks to me like they are trying to delete all traces. And check this out. When I say delete all traces, this is on Reddit. So it's deleted. So it says Bitbank Inc. Japan gets first full SegWit transaction ever recorded. And then it says, look, archive post, new comments cannot be posted and votes cannot be cast. Sorry, this post was deleted by the person who originally posted it. Look, they're literally doing the usual thing and deleting any evidence of this. I wouldn't expect anything less, really. But I mean, look, this is what's important. So this was on blockchain.com. So there's a Bitcoin block 481824. This block marks the moment segregated witness SegWit became active on the network. And again, I've been looking for that sentence about Bitbank. And I think they might be obfuscating it. Yeah, because obviously this is a website and they can... they can show whatever they want, but they appear to be not showing it. It's the same on blockchain.com. Like, here we go, block 481824. Let's SegWit. Additional info. I can't find that sentence, but look, there we go. That's the BC address. That is the SegWit address. I'm wondering whether or not they're starting. Well, we know that they've committed fraud, and it looks to me like they're doing all they can to kind of like just hide this. Nobody wants to show support for it anymore. They're deleting. Or they're trying to distance themselves from the creation of this SegWit because of what's happening. They can see the writing is on the wall. Unless they install this totalitarian one world government, which I hope they don't ever do. But that's the only thing that's going to save them, because this is your blockchain. It's immutable evidence of what they've done. They cannot hide the fact that they implemented SegWit. And there is actually still quite a good article here. It said, how did SegWit change the transaction structure in Bitcoin? It's quite an in-depth article, this one here. So it says, what was the block size limitation problem? How did SegWit change the transaction into two segments? SegWit introduced a new transaction structure where the original transaction is divided into two segments: the base transaction and the witness data. The base transaction contains the transaction information, while the witness data holds the signatures and other script-related elements. They have absolutely fundamentally changed the network there. That's what they've done, but they don't realize that what they've done by making a fundamental change to the network is securitized it, because somebody has tampered with and changed the protocol. That is the protocol. You need to have a digital signature attached to the transaction data. And they've segregated it. It's absolutely outrageous. But we know what's going on anyway. So that was 24-minute show. There we go. That's Lament. What I'll do is you can actually refer people here. So you've got a little an invitation link there that I'll put in the description of this. So if you want to join Lament and start update and start posting and getting videos on there and stuff, that would be great. So we will leave it there. I hope you enjoyed it. So as ever, if you enjoy these updates, please ding your donations for your appreciation to either satoshi@sentby.com, handcash.io, simply.cash, relasia.com, rockwallet.me, or senti.ch. We will leave it there. Hope you enjoyed it. As ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.